And welcome back to part 12 and the final part of What If Goku Had Died and Trained with King Kai as a kid. Last time we left off with the conclusion of the Goku Black arc. Zamasu and Goku Black had been sealed away successfully this time by the Mafaba, and basically were taken away by Whis and Beerus. They'd be back, obviously, but temporarily to basically receive judgment for their actions in that time line. By the Grand Priest and Zena, who honestly completely outclassed them and could easily erase them from existence, even with one being an immortal being. So their story's all finished up, but we still have one last facet to talk about, and that is the Tournament of Power. What goes on here? Well, this is, I think, a little bit of a different scenario here than what we got in the original. Because we don't have Boo here, but we do have Raditz, and Raditz is obviously the husband of Bulma in this version, but Bra and Trunks have already been born. Is she pregnant with a third child, and Raditz is basically sticking around to await the birth of his child? Or is it he's already had Bra, they're not having another kid? It's all good. I think it's the latter. I think this time when basically asking looking around for fighters to join him, to duke it out in the preliminary match, the exhibition match. Yeah, that's the case. Like, come on, buddy, let's go. It's like, all right, whatever, Kakarot, sure. And ultimately, I think he does get either Gohan or Piccolo to join him. Debatable which one you could see going. I could see Gohan. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, too, Gohan isn't as strong as he is in the original version by a long shot. He never got his potential unlocked, therefore he doesn't have an ultimate form, but he's still a Super Saiyan. And probably after all these years, given the fact that thanks to the relationship Goku has had with Bulma, Raditz, the fact that they've been able to balance the whole training and living a decent life a bit better, Gohan probably has Super Saiyan 2 at this point in his life. I'd be willing to give him that. But point being, we get to the preliminary match, exhibition match, where it's the Universe 9, the trio. I can't remember if they actually had an official name, but the trio. And their matches. Now, originally it was Bergamo. Bergamo is the blue one. He's the final one. Lavender, Basil. It was Basil and Boo, Lavender and Gohan, and Bergamo and Goku. In this version, it's Raditz and Basil, and that's pretty much the only difference. And very similar to how Boo beat the crap out of Basil, Raditz beats the crap out of Basil as well, only he doesn't even have to go Super Saiyan or anything like that, because, quite frankly, Boo, as powerful as Boo is, like, base form Goku at this point is arguably stronger than Boo. We saw what happened when Boo actually took his training seriously, got jacked, and fought Goku evenly for a while. But Goku really wasn't, in that bad of a spot. Maybe he's stronger than base form Goku, and that's a very big maybe. But maybe he's stronger than base form Goku. But even if he's not, all Raditz has to do really is just go Super Saiyan, and he would completely overwhelm Basil at that point. That's just kind of the way that pans out. The Lavender fight with Gohan, that goes about the same. That one I can honestly see going like a legitimate the same. And then Goku versus Bergamo, legit the same. Topo versus Goku, again, same. Except Goku is probably a little stronger. There really isn't much to talk about when it comes to the exhibition. Now, what there is available to talk about, though, is what happens with the Universe 17. So, I mean, they're going around looking for fighters. So, obviously, you do still get Gohan in this team. Piccolo joins in. Raditz and Goku. So, there's 4. Krillin, Roshi, I do see that happening. Tien, definitely happening. Now, the question is, assuming the androids are around, and I think it's very possible that they could still be around at this point. I know I've kind of got a little bit back and forth, but I did come around to the idea that, yeah, they probably did get brought back, but they ultimately didn't try to mess with anyone, because at this point, if someone was able to beat Cell, they can't beat that person. But, I mean, they'd still have to work out a way to find the androids. So the question is, can they find the androids? Maybe, but they're probably not even thinking about that because they can't sense android energy. But one thing they can go do is look for Vegeta. So we says, hey, can you find Vegeta? Oh, Vegeta's located here, and they bring Vegeta, who at this point has been training a lot. So we will see a little bit of Vegeta in this what if. And seeing as this is the last one, if we have to go a little farther than say like the 25-minute mark to 30-minute mark, we'll do that. I don't think we will though. And Vegeta just stands like, what? Why am I here? I thought we had an arrangement. I stayed away from your planet and you leave me be. It's like, well, that's true, Vegeta, but we have a bit of a problem. It's like, what problem? What you do now, clown? It's like, silence, Vegeta. That's no way to treat your teammate. Like, teammate? What are you talking about? And so they explain the scenario to him. We'll be wiped out of existence? But what? And should keep in mind too that Vegeta hasn't registered yet. This is Beerus. It's like, yes, that's right. Our entire existence is threatened to be wiped out unless you participate in this tournament with your former rivals. Whether you like it or not, your very fate and existence and pride stand on the line. And who are you exactly to be getting in my way? You seem familiar. It's like, oh, that's right, Vegeta. You haven't you don't recognize him? It's Lord Beerus. Remember we visited you as a child and your father. Well, your father was on the ground, but still. And then it rolls back into Vegeta's mind that scene of, Beerus just causing King Vegeta to lick his boots pretty much. And Vegeta just, Beerus! And it's like, oh, good, so you remember me. So, I assume we'll have your cooperation then, Saiyan? Yes, of course. It's like, wow, that was easy. Yes, that seemed a bit too easy. You're still 2 fighters short. And it's like, well, we did actually manage to recover something in Jiro's old lab years ago. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, well, when you remember when the cell actually woke up, and after that we had to track him back there from the lab. See, I'm addressing it. And, oh yeah, that was weird. But yeah, we took care of it. Why about that? Well, we actually ended up finding something down there, and we've been holding on to it for. We've been working on it and waiting for the right time to activate it. So they go in and they see this large hulking figure in green and black with red hair sitting in basically one of the lab, like a lab pod. And ultimately they open up and just, guys, meet Android 16. Hello. Or, excuse me, hello. How are you? Got to get that little bit of that Android robotic tone in there. Hello, how are you? Well, we're fine. Wait, if he's an android, couldn't he have been programmed to attack Goku? What if he turns down? Don't worry, we worked that out. Yes, I no longer wish to hurt Son Goku. I would like to see all the birds, though. Could you show me some birds? I would like to see them. Yeah, we don't know where that's coming from, though. So they get introduced to Android 16. And because he's an Android 16, and a legitimate Android, where the other two are cyborgs, 16 is a unique scenario where he whatever his power level is, it's kind of stagnant. It can't increase. However, at least not naturally. It could theoretically increase through upgrades and augmentations. But either way, that's number 9. We still need one more. There's got to be someone else out there. Well, there was something I sensed out in the galaxy, but I don't think now is really the time. We don't have a lot of time to go looking around for it. Yes, indeed. We must figure out something too. If only we hadn't gotten rid of Frieza and all his forces. Wait, Frieza, that's it! Unfortunately, yeah, they go get Frieza. Yeah. Are you out of your mind, Kakarot? How joyful it is to see you all again. So, yeah, that whole interaction with them goes legitimately the same, I'd imagine. So the team is set. The team is set. The time is now. The Universal Tournament of Power begins. And we obviously cut to the Tournament of Power, all that. So the fight immediately begins. Universe 9 is targeting Goku and the others. Raditz and Goku, I do believe, team up to take out Universe 9. And there again, the first one's out. Dealing with Universe 10, it's a bit of a different situation here. Obviously, Vegeta is a different character. Gohan is a different character. The twins are not there. 18 and 17, respectively, are not there. Hell, Piccolo is not even as strong as he is originally. But, Tien is still there. Roshi's there. And a lot of it goes the same. Like, I do believe Universe 10 would fall just as the other universes did. Kale gets angry at Goku. Starts to go crazy on Goku. Jiren temporarily knocks out Kale. There's a lot of the same stuff you see in the original, where I think a lot of serious fighting or serious differences take place is with after Goku's initial fight with Jiren. Now at that point in the fight, Krillin, Tien, and Roshi had been knocked out. One difference you can make is that Krillin probably doesn't get knocked out quite as early in this fight because he's not trying to protect his wife in this version. But you could also make the argument that he'd still be cocky as hell and eventually just get tail whacked by Frost. So it's hard to say. Frieza would still give some energy to Goku, and the fight breaks down even further. Now, what I think would be a cool thin to see is that Caulifla, while trying to find Goku, actually runs into Vegeta. And this Vegeta's interaction with these Saiyans is much... In fact, now that I think about it, Vegeta had no interaction with Kale or Caulifla. I mean, he spectated some of those fights. But yeah, he never had any legitimate interaction. Goku was the one who had a legitimate interaction with them. So it is more while they're looking for Goku, Vegeta's the one who actually, gets in front of them and say, "It's just what do you think you are?" And say, "We're Universe 6 Saiyans. I'm Caulifla. This is Kale. You're Saiyans? Don't make me laugh." Is it? Oh, you want to go? Is it? Please, you wouldn't be able to last 10 seconds against me. I'd like a tougher opponent, to be frank. Maybe that monster for Kakarot would be a more worthy opponent. It's like, don't you underestimate me? Vegeta, though, remember, Vegeta has been training. And remember, too, he did figure out how to add Akari onto... he did figure out Akari and Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. And with further training, he's learned probably at least how to do Super Saiyan Akari form. Probably not Super Saiyan 2 Akari, but there's a reason for not knowing Super Saiyan 2 Akari. Honestly, think of an Akari Super Saiyan form, kind of like a Kaioken for your Super Saiyan. It's going to be very taxing, but probably not as bad as actually doing a Kaioken, which has technically no limits, and the volatileness levels of your energy. But point being, though, Vegeta just smacks her down. It's like, fine, very well. You want to go, woman? Let's go. And, they're duking it out. Now, Vegeta is like Goku. He's a martial arts and just a far better fighter than Caulifla is. So he's able to keep up with her no problem. He goes Super Saiyan, is able to pretty much match her pretty evenly. Although we should note that Kaba is equal to Vegeta in Super and base form. And Caulifla is, by all accounts, stronger than Kaba as far as we know. So Vegeta is still probably struggling. He actually goes into Super Saiyan 2 and is able to even it out a little bit. Caulifla goes into Super Saiyan 2. They clash. Vegeta is still struggling. It's like, is this the best you got? No. And he just suddenly grabs her. Let me show you the best I have. And then he starts powering up, and everyone's feeling the energy spikes. Like, whoa, what the hell? And then he just suddenly powers up, and Caulifla actually gets hit by the energy blast from that. And it's revealed that Vegeta's standing there with his achieved Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is the thing in this version, because I think it would make sense. Apart from the fact that there's Akari, Vegeta had no knowledge of Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan God Ki, or God Ki in general. At least not in the sense that, hey, I can learn this. So it makes sense that Vegeta would just be trying to push his Super Saiyan forms farther and farther. And unlike with Goku, where he saw Super Saiyan 3 with Goku first and knew how powerful but taxing it is, he just probably never bothered to learn it. So, what's that? So this Vegeta, has no qualms about that. And to be clear, too, Super Saiyan Akari is stronger than Super Saiyan 3 by a multiplier perspective. It's just one of those things that he could actually maintain Super Saiyan 3 longer than he could maintain the Akari form. And this is where he starts to lay the smackdown on Caulifla, just boom, boom, boom. Starts they have a beam struggle, and he's pushing her way back. It's like, if Caulifla is, say, midway here at Super Saiyan 2, whereas Vegeta's was probably maybe like there, he's above half her strength, but because she's just naturally that much stronger, it is, he's still got a ground to make up. But then remember, Super Saiyan 3 is 4 times Super Saiyan 2. So you go from that for Vegeta to basically to the top of the screen. He is now completely overtaking her. But Vegeta's also not done. He's been practicing with his form. He knows he can't maintain it for extended battles. But he also knows his Akari Super Saiyan lasts even less. So that's his trump card. And, Kale tries to get in. He knocks Kale just straight out. Keep in mind, too, this Vegeta, while looking for a good fight, is probably a lot more ruthless than the other Vegeta, than the canon Vegeta at this point, who has grown to have a family he loves. Friends and stuff like that, despite this gruff, appearance and exterior and all that. He is actually a good guy down underneath, and he does have love in his heart. No, this Vegeta, So he actually just straight out takes out one of them. And I think the one he takes out would be Caulifla, because that's the main one he was focusing on, which causes Kale to just freak the hell out and just go Super Saiyan Berserk on him and just start beating the ever-loving pulp out of him, because Super Saiyan Blue Goku couldn't initially keep up with her. But again, keep in mind, Super Saiyan Blue is about controlling your power level, so we have no idea how strong Goku was when he was doing Super Saiyan Blue against Caulifla. And he wasn't even adding a Kaioken on there. So, keep that in mind. But yeah, Vegeta now is starting to just get his shit kicked in. His teeth are just boom. But surprisingly, it is Goku who comes in to help him out, and whether he likes it or not, him and Vegeta actually have to tag team. Kale going berserk. Unfortunately, Goku is still tired out from this, but because Vegeta's been taking on Kale for so long, or has been taking it on for so long, at least in the fight, Goku's had more time to rest, so he is able to at least go into Super Saiyan form to sort of even the playing field a bit. They're still struggling. He goes to Super Saiyan God, shows off, and, Vegeta's, pissed off. It's like, damn it, you've gotten even stronger than before. I can't even sense your energy. Damn it! And then, you could see him doing the whole, the key binding thing he did on Broly, binding Kale. Vegeta, when I tell you to, get all you got, give it all you got, knock her off knock her off the platform. He's like, don't tell me what to do, Kakarot! He goes to Super Saiyan, goes to Akari Super Saiyan, and then just, Final Flash! Or it's a Final Flash! To get my Vegeta voice proper. I'm being a little softer, just because there's people in the house. I'm trying to respect the, privacy and quiet and all that. But, blasts, black kills just, and it just gets blasted off. Woo! It's like, I don't need your help, Kakarot. So now we fast forward a little bit further into the fight, where you have basically Aniraza is created, who is causing a lot of problems. They knock out the Universe 4. The Universe 4 guys getting knocked out is no problem. Aniraza is knocked out, or is created. They're struggling. I actually think this would be the next time that Goku goes Ultra Instinct, because there's no Kefla. And as they're struggling with Aniraza, he goes Ultra Instinct, starts to just beat the living the living just snot at Aniraza, and then does the Kamehameha to Aniraza's face, and ultimately takes out Aniraza's gem, and they get knocked out, and Universe 3 was eliminated. So you ultimately get the fight with Universe 9. That's where it ultimately comes down to. Now, who is left in this fight? Well, Piccolo, I think, is still someone who gets knocked out. Gohan, I think, is still around in this fight, although they do struggle. They are struggling a little bit. Raditz and Goku, obviously, Vegeta and Frieza. So there are 5 fighters left. Gohan and Vegeta go after Dispa. That's just the way this fight breaks down. Vegeta is trying to take on Toppo, and Raditz and Goku are trying to take on Jiren, respectively. Again, not doing very well. They're going full out. Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue. Even Raditz, instead of Super Saiyan Royal Blue, as what you like to call it, adds his Akari form onto Super Saiyan Blue instead, so you get a more wild version of Super Saiyan Blue. And that's his kind of evolved Super Saiyan Blue, his Super Saiyan Royal Blue. Then they walk up and, they just go toe to toe with Jiren, and it's fierce, it's intense. Ultimately, Gohan again gets knocked out, with Frieza knocking him out, and along with Dispo. Vegeta's struggling severely against Toppo, because even at his strongest, he's really no match for Toppo, unfortunately. But unfortunately, Frieza comes in, showing off his golden form, attacks from behind, and because of that, because Frieza is a bit of a torturous son of a bitch, he does go into God mode, Toppo, and Frieza can't handle that. So, he gets knocked back, and now, Vegeta is just doing everything he can to just keep this guy at bay, and he's just pissed off more and more. He's like, damn it, after all the training I've done, is this really it? Is this all I have? Is this all I am? And then he just thinks of Goku, and, just trying to say, is this, and this is his interpretation of Goku, is like, that really all you got, Vegeta? Come on. It's like, all that training, and this is as far as you come. It's like, no. It's like, no, it's not. To hell with you. To hell with everyone. Goes to Super Saiyan 3, but keeps pumping it up. And even Toppo's like, what is he doing? Okay, doesn't matter if this destroys my body. As long as I take your head, stand with me. It's worth it. As he's now going full on, adding his Akari onto Super Saiyan 3, he can even feel his muscles starting to tear apart. There is no sense to what he's doing in terms of logic. And, from as a fan perspective, there's no logic. Akari is like your Kaioken on your Super Saiyan form, just on the base. If you train hard enough, you can kind of start to do it with Super Saiyan 2, which Goku and Raditz can do, but they also have Super Saiyan Blue and all that, so they can, they're past that at that point. But what happens when you add that onto Super Saiyan 3 when you have not been trying to train with that at all? And Super Saiyan 3 is already kind of murder on the body to some extent. You get someone who's basically going on a suicide run, and more or less comes in and just boom, just lands a clear shot right on Toppo, who's not seeing it coming. Remember, Ikari is Ozaru power multiplier. It's 10 times. So what happens when you do 400 times? It basically, I've just given him Super Saiyan 4 without the Super Saiyan 4 transformation, essentially, in terms of power. Allegedly. There's so many different multipliers for Super Saiyan 4, but one of the big common ones I hear is times 10 Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan 3, which in theory would make some sense. But there's other theories that also make sense. Regardless, that's kind of what just happened. And it just starts going in on Toppo. Now he's nowhere near what he is, again, in the canon. That is to be certain. However, that's not to say that he's not putting up one hell of a fight against Toppo, who just isn't expecting this. But eventually, Toppo finally manages to, collect himself, grabs Vegeta, like, "This is over. You're right. It is." And then he does the kamikaze move. Keep in mind that the kamikaze move, he didn't kill himself with the kamikaze move in this version, and I don't think he would do it in this version. Granted, he's going to be completely useless physically, Like, it doesn't matter if you could give him some energy back. His body's pretty much broken at this point. It's basically Deku. Basically, we turned Vegeta into Deku at this point. But still, it's kind of like his only resort because he can just teleport. Just engulfs him and just knocks Topo clean out of the ring. And to be fair, a lot of the ring's kind of destroyed at this point, so Vegeta kind of just crumples, falls, and gets eliminated himself. But Whis heals him up because he can do that. If he can bring Frieza back to life, he can heal some broken bones. That was insane. I mean, good job, Vegeta. You at least knocked him out. You better make it count. So now you have Jiren, Raditz, and Goku with Frieza waiting in the wing for another time, duking it out. And unfortunately, it's going about the same. There's no 17 there, but I do imagine that more or less everything that happens at this point is kind of what happens in the actual story, minus the fact that when we get to Jiren's defeat, when we get to the defeat of Jiren, when we mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, I think Goku, fortunately, is able to, because he's been training longer with Gagi and at more higher power levels, things like. I think he does eliminate Jiren just in time for his Ultra Instinct to just run out, just what, and then just boom, because now it does it. It was a harder to but they still won. So ultimately, Goku does make the choice to wish the universe is back. And then, last but not least, you cut the Broly. Dragon Ball Super Broly. There is some differences here. Frieza's back, obviously. He's running the universe. Vegeta is out doing his own thing. He doesn't care about that. The fight, they bring the fight to Earth and Broly versus Raditz and Goku this time, not Goku and Vegeta. And pretty much, it would still go pretty much the same, except you would not get Gogeta. You would get whatever the fusion of Raditz and Goku is. And now, seeing as with the Platara, they're Vegito, which means Vegeta's name came first, and then Kakarot's name came second. And Gogeta is obviously Goku's the more dominant, so it's Goku and Vegeta. I'd have to believe that Goku's the more dominant with the Raditz fusion, so you would have Go-Kids. Whereas Raditz would be Rato. Rizzo the Saiyan. Rizzo the Platara Saiyan. So yeah, that would be the only difference, that you'd get the Raditz Goku Platara Metamorian fusion. And their fusion beats down Broly. And then Broly, gets saved and all that. That's really where it ends. I don't go into the Moro arc. A, because technically it's not canon. B, because even though it is canon in the manga, I follow more the anime. Just because there are decisions made in the manga that really make no freaking sense whatsoever. And I follow it to me. Yeah, in the manga. And I follow the anime myself. So that's just my personal way of doing it. But what is your personal way of doing it? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll get to a review of it at some point. So join us next week, where we'll be starting a brand new What If. This one will probably be Naruto-based, just as, keep it fresh, keep it back and forth. But don't forget, next week is also first off, it's Christmas next week, but it's also the week of What If. I'll probably, because Christmas falls on a Wednesday, I will probably be pre-recording a lot of my videos for that day. That way I don't have to, waste time doing the videos. Even though I have no problem doing it, spending time with your loved ones is also a big thing on that day. And my girlfriend would probably want me to be spending time with her rather than, hey, it's Christmas, I'm going to go do some videos. So I will more than likely be pre-recording a bunch of my videos for that day. But until then, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell if you want notifications. See you next time.